Good evening. It's 7 o'clock on a Monday night. So here I am with mental mind treatment. And so I'm quite willing to be here. I've got a couple of things just while we have people tuning in, which I thank you for. I got my little card from the God box and it says, "You can observe a lot just by watching." And that was Yogi Berra. And on the backside, I always find they're kind of interesting. Problems are potentials and possibilities awaiting discovery. That one I can totally agree, actually. And plus, I also picked a tarot card for today, which is the Knight of Pentacles, waiting. And we're waiting. And that's what happens. We observe and we wait to see actually what's going on. Well, I have a couple of people down here, a couple people tuned in already, and I'm hoping we don't have any freezing tonight. We've been doing quite well the last few days with our different shows. I'm going to start off with Marianne, who, as you may know, works my bowl. And she's been sick. And I went down yesterday and she is not well, but she's here. And she says, "Good evening. I made it. And blessings to all," as she always says. So what we want to is her system to leave behind what's going on and to move into complete wellness. That's what we're looking for. And I picked the numbers of 12, 3, and 21, which is acceptance, which we have to do first. We can't change anything until we fully accept and embody it. But 3 is loving, the loving element. And the 21 is rebalancing the system, because I know that she's going from hot to cold and back again. So we want that to go. So I'm going to do a treatment for her. I know there is one power and one essence, and I also know that as I speak my word for Marianne, that her system is moving back into balance, so that whatever is the issue behind what's happened the last several days, actually, is that it can balance out and be released and be gone. Let go, so she does not have to work with that, does not have to deal with that. Basically, I give thanks for this, of knowing that Marianne knows enough to understand that no matter how things are, is that she loves herself, that she moves with the loving force that is there, and with that, it all comes together as she moves forward in balance and awareness, that her system is recalibrating for optimum health, optimum awareness, optimum everything. I give thanks in the knowing of this as I release this and allow that to be. Now I'm going to go to my usual one that I have, that I've been working with for, a little while now, and what we call Mango. I actually pulled a card for her to take a look at where we wanted to go with this. And I got the Knight of Pentacles, was looking ahead and making plans for future steps. The numbers I picked were 12, 9, and 13. 12, which is basically the Hangman, the Hermit, and the Death, which is the movement forward. So I give thanks as I speak my word for Mango, that there is now the vision of what can be and where to go and what to do to get to where she wants to be. It is the letting go of a lot of old things. And in the letting go of a lot of old things, there is peace. There is excitement, because there's newness. And there is also the coming into the belief system that the newness is real. Sometimes when we've been through a lot of things, we don't think that it's real. And consequently, we feel that we're stuck because of that, because we don't trust. There's a trust level here. So I'm seeing the trust of life beginning to grow more Gently, slowly, but it's coming. I give thanks in the knowing of this as I release this for Mango so that she can move forward in the direction of where she wants to go, which is superb. And then there's Kayla. I have to smile because normally Kayla finds me around 4 o'clock, and I'm really glad she didn't today because I was having a big nap because my arm was sore over the night. I think I slept wrong on it, and so I was awake very, very, very early. And let's face it, every one of us is just people with dealing with things. So she's sending peaceful and loving energy to all. But I'm going to do a treatment because what I created just from my top of myself on my book here to have energy and enthusiasm. And I picked the numbers of 12, 3, then a 4 kind of krypton, but 14. So we'll see. So what we're seeing here is acceptance of where she is, loving the love of life, because that's how she works. Not to worry about it, but to work in the balance, to keep her energy balanced. Knowing there is one power, knowing there is one essence. I speak my word for Kayla as she creates the balance in her life, and within that balance, she moves forward. It's enthusiasm and slow energy. I don't feel, when I say energy, I don't mean erratic. I mean slow and gentle and supportive. And in that supportive energy, there is so much light and life and ease. I give thanks in the knowing of this as she moves forward. And I just say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I like a comment a little bit later down which says, like the night, I am waiting for more energy. And I think the word that I find that came up here is enthusiasm. Things to look forward to, things to feel good about, things to bring about a sense of and just like, yay, yes, we can get this done, or yes, that's going to be great. All those things, which is super duper as far as I'm concerned. Okay, Karen Bunny says, hello, Norma, and blessings to everyone this evening. Yes, thank you. And I love Math 07. Can't forget him. Good evening, Norma. Hope you're fine. Actually, I had a nice nap now, so I'm really good. I was feeling a bit tired today, so I had a nice nap. Karen Merkus, one of the many Karens. Greetings, Norma. I'm just going to make a note. 12, 21, and 6. And just see what else you say here. Also, I sent you healing. You said, good. Well, the color of beautiful bright yellow came in for you during the healing. That's great because that's the color that kind of is me in a way. So what we've got here is 12, 21, and 6. So acceptance, balance, and a little bit of confusion at the end here. Sometimes you put 4. No, there's only 3. Sometimes in life, when we're on a spiritual journey, when we're on a journey to enhance and grow, and everything we read, it makes it sound everything is perfect. Like everything should go great. Everything should work. Everything should be exactly as you want it. But that's not growth. Those are the high times. And sometimes life kind of takes it was like taking an edge off. It's kind of like we've got to have there's some things they do to women's skin on their faces. Sometimes they kind of rub it all. Anyway, whatever, their bodies, make sure that everything is nice and smooth and everything else. And that's what happens in life sometimes. And that's where the acceptance comes in, that no matter what it looks like, it has meaning. It brings awareness, it brings knowledge, it brings a sense of direction. And that's where the 12, which is the hangman. The hangman, if you look at him, has a smile. He's hanging upside down by one leg, but it's like the acceptance of what is. And then we can bring that into balance, the 21, with everything that there is, because everything plays a part. Everything plays a part of where you're heading, where you're going. And we often forget that, especially those of us on a spiritual journey that's wanting everything to be right. But of course it is right, because there are levels. and there's depth and there's perception and there is a idea out there. I don't know where this is coming from, but Karen, we're getting it. Is that it's not going to be 100% perfect all the time, because we've got to rub off some of the edges. We've got to be more open or more aware. And so that's when other people, now again, we've had this before, when other people say things, do things or whatever, and then we question ourselves. Well, is that right? Does that work? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? And what I'm going to say here is that do not care. Well, actually, I don't want to say it that way. No matter what anyone else says, Karen, follow your heart. Follow what you know is right for you. Different things on the journey of enlightenment happen at different times for different people. So there is that awareness. And what I love here is you've got 21, which is the world. You're ready. The only card after that in the Hurricane is the Fool, when you step off into total faith. So this is acceptance that everything is there. And so when other people are saying, well, what about this and what about that? And you're supposed to feel this way or do this. I don't know. It just seems to be a lot of clumdom in my ears. Is that you just take a breath and know your path. That everything will be there for you. Everything will unfold and you will be exactly where you need to be. Okay, treatment time. I know there is one power and one essence, and I know that Karen is connected and has worked diligently in order to open up her world in such a way that brings peace and love and a sense of awe, actually, that I see. I therefore know that no matter what, when, where, and how anybody else says anything else from their perception, perhaps even mine, is that she listens to herself and accepts who she is, where she's going, and what she's doing. I give thanks in the knowingness that Karen is on the path with lots of information that the rest of us can learn by and remember. There is one power, there is one essence, and all it is a matter of trusting that. And not getting caught up with one's supposed to do it this way or that way or the other way. It's the sincerity of your heart that is the main thing. I give love, I give thanks, and I give beingness as I release this, knowing it is true and it is done, that Karen is exactly where she needs to be. And so I give thanks for that. I just want to make sure I'm really good here. Karen Bunny has said, hello, Norma, and blessings to everyone this evening. That was Karen Merkus there. I love Math 07, treatment to remove my money block. So we can all use that. We can all follow on that. Mr. 007, here we go. 27 and 13, money books. We all experience that at some point in our life, I think. Especially with the way our world works a little bit. Okay, let's have a look at your numbers. 20, judgment, which is acceptance. 7 is the Chariot, changing into, leaving behind the past. And 13 is the wonderful death symbol, which shows we are willing to leave behind the past and move into the time clock. See, things don't always happen A, B, C. Sometimes they happen, A is letting go, and then we have to wait. We have to keep diligently going for the next things to come in. Money blocks sometimes are based on a belief system around money. What we think money is. Money is an energy. I found that out very early. I wasn't raised around money at all. In fact, I come from New Zealand where everybody basically had the same wage. So it was what you did with it. And I had older parents who had done quite well with theirs. We were okay, but my dad worked long, hard hours. So I understand. They didn't really talk about money where I grew up because, as I said, most people, except for a few people at the top of the pile, made the same money. Didn't matter what you did. It's a very interesting concept because when I came here, that it wasn't like that here. On my street that I grew up on, we had professors, teachers, bank managers, My dad, who by that time was a retired farmer who worked on the docks, and there were several of those, and there were other people that did. But what I want you to understand, we all got basically the same money. So there was not ever this feeling that someone was more or less. It's what you did with your money. Anyway, I got sidetracked. Sorry about that. So 20 is the acceptance of what the money is. But the idea is to let go the concept that you can't have it. Money is an energy. That's all it is. So it's like allowing it in. When you think about the Empress, and I would suggest you meditate on the Empress. You meditate on the Nine of Pentacles, which has money in it, lots of it, because pentacles are money. And it shows here with 13, by picking 13, that you're needing to go into a new vibration. You got to leave the old behind. What you can write out all your beliefs about money. And often there's restrictions in there. And then replace those with the knowing it's just energy. You attract it. You attract the monies. You attract how it is. And a lot of it depends on, like 20, is that you accept who you are and where you want to go. What are your goals? Because 7 and 13 say you've got to leave the past behind. So all those old thoughts, you've been around enough to know. I say freeze, evaporate, replace with what you want. Don't go logical. I have a feeling you go logical on it and try to figure it out. Well, how do I make the money? Who knows? It shows up. Believe me, opportunities come to you. Opportunities say, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Then you have to look inside. Is that really what I want to do? So it's attracting. It's like become a magnet to money. So I give thanks of knowing that our wonderful 007 is like a magnet. An opportunity which will create the money will come. As he turns away from the old thoughts and behaviors, so that throws, not so much throws it away, but sends it away. I feel like it's like a little radar there. It's like, no. You may not think you're worthy it, or some have a lot of beliefs about people who have money. I find that one I had to overcome a bit. People who have money, when I began to run into people who had money, sometimes we have beliefs or attitudes, and yet you want it, so you've got to change that. And so I know that there is a lot of power when you begin to change it and allow the universe to bring in what you need, what you require, and always add and more. And more. I have mentioned this several times. I believe in miracles because they've happened to me. Sometimes I've had my back against the wall and there's a miracle. I didn't ask for it, but it was there, changed everything. Several times that happened. So it's like being aware, and you have that ability. You've got two numbers in here, 7 and 13, both are leaving the past behind. And 20 is accepting, this is where I am, but let me leave that behind. Let me change that. All those thoughts that you have in there that I can't have, it doesn't work, whatever, all the downer thoughts. No, you are at one with all that there is. I give thanks in knowing, an opening, an awareness that your thoughts really are magical, and you just need to put them out for exactly what it is that you need and require. So I give thanks in knowing new vibration, new awareness, and a willingness to accept the miracles that life can bring. So I release this thought knowing that it is true for our 07, that he is going to create easily and well. And so it is. Okay, hang on a minute, get out of there. I'm sorry, something came up on my screen, which I don't want there. Juanita, thank you. It says, hello, everyone. Hello, I'm not familiar with your name, so hello. Kayla says, thank you, Norma. I, too, slept this afternoon and am ready for more. I know. And then we have Maggie G. Good evening, Norma. Patience, please. My condo is still on the market. Well, I have a couple of clients that have things on markets and they panic. And I keep trying to, it'll happen. It'll get through. So what do we got? 2, 9, and 20. So what we want is the apartment sold, right? Okay, let's see what we got here. 2 is choice. Now, I've spoken to you, so I know that you really believe that you want to get this apartment gone. But with the 2 being there, I'm wondering what's holding it. Is it memories? Is it because I know you want it sold, but this would tell me that there's still a tie that you might want to unhook from that. Years of pluses, years of not pluses, whatever the tie is, maybe unresolved issues of what you didn't want to have happen but did. There's a letting go that needs to let go here because you got a choice on that, because you've got to really step into knowing and accepting. I'm going to call it the miracle, a miracle of releasing. This selling the apartment isn't just a transaction. It's a letting go of years of knowing and awareness. So it's like being aware and prepared. So I'm going to do a treatment that whatever is still clinging, that comes to you. I was going to say is exposed, but it comes to you. Sometimes they're the smallest thing, an unresolved issue from the years that you had there, something that hasn't been resolved or wasn't resolved. And it's kind of like, well, I'll be glad to get rid of this apartment because blah, blah, blah. But the blah, blah, blah needs to be at peace in here. And that's the choice. That's the decision. You got to know 110% that apartment is for someone else. And everything else that you hold within over the years is that it's like a big cleansing. It's funny, I was talking to someone today about something they wanted to sell, and I got, you got to clean up. You got to clean the place up. So, I scrubbed it from top to bottom. I said, yeah, but no, we got to do some energy cleaning on that. She agreed with me. And so I believe that will happen. And then 20 is basically the balance and the acceptance of letting go. Totally, 100%. It is not there. Just let it go. So I know there is one power and one essence as I speak my word from Maggie G. I know that she has and wants totally to let go of this apartment. I know that. But sometimes deep inside of ourselves, there are other things that are still not cleared, you might say. And I know that she has the ability to go inside and dig out those that are not totally resolved about the place, so that she can accept totally not only the apartment gone, but all those unresolved emotional issues, other things that happened in that place. So it's like, sweeping out like the old witch's broom, you sweep it out. It's like, get all those things gone, resolved, cleared, gone. And I know you probably think you have, but it tells me by the numbers you haven't quite yet, but you will. And I say that as we do that, the desire, the letting go of the smallest thing that's in the mind, that's in the heart, that's in the body, goes with it, that you will accept exactly what you want and the place will sell. I give thanks in knowing that. I give thanks in hearing that it's gone. And if not, we'll see you back here. See what else we got to clean up there. Okay, thanks. Thank you, Maggie G. Karen M says, thank you. Everything you said makes perfect sense. Bless your heart. You tend to always say that. And I love that about you. Great support. It helps. Okay, Yvonne. What do we got? 4, 7, and 15. And it's a health issue. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at these numbers. 4 is holding on. So what are we holding on? What are you holding on to? Is it a thought? Is it a feeling? Because it shows that it's very emotional because of 15, but it shows that the need is to let go. Now, I'm just going to kind of go off topic a little bit. Sometimes the mind, how do I want to say, is a trickster. Is that there is a thinking, a feeling, a knowingness, an awareness there that we don't want to really look at. And so what happens is these experiences that we have, that could be way back. And that's what I'm really thinking here. This is way back. When you cast your thoughts over the relationships, business, what you do, find where there's a little hiccup. You know, when you look and then you don't really want to go there because there's still emotional stuff around it, then you'll be able to let that go. And in letting that go, the health will begin to repair, because this is just saying there's still some things that aren't quite clear yet. They're coming, but they're not clear enough to have that perfect health that you're looking for, that desire, that wanting of what you want. And sometimes we hold on to, and I feel this is old, like really old. I want to maybe go back into your childhood. It's like old resentment, anger, frustration. And you felt it's long gone. But if you go back in your memory banks, you may find just a little bit more that's still there, that's upsetting the health today. Because now is the time to leave into newness, growth, progress. But this old emotional thing keeps cropping up, and it's coming through your health because you're not getting it yet. But I know you will. So let's see the treatment. I know there is one power. I know there is one essence, and I know that essence is there for Yvonne. I know you know it. I know you understand it. It's all around you, all that you do. But I also know that sometimes we have little blockages that we don't really either A, want to let go of, or B, really look at it squarely so that we can let it go. In life, we have painful moments, and our mind is very good. It's like when we get a little sore and it builds up a little thing around it. It puts it in a little package, and we don't go there because it was hurtful. I want you to go in there and open the door and let it go. What's done was done, is gone. And let yourself move forward, not because of the emotionality, but because you understand that there's no need to hold on to those little pieces. I think there's more than one or two, but it goes back into your childhood. We have to clean up those childhood things. We need to work on those and move into the forgiveness and lovingness for ourselves, even if the environment wasn't really that way. But we're adults, and we can look at that and take it and work with it right now. I give thanks, as I cough that up, I give thanks for knowing that you have not only the ability, but the desire and the wisdom so that you can let all these little emotional fragments that are still caught in the fragment of you that is creating health issues, that you can actually let them go and be present in the moment, shining bright, knowing that, yes, that is behind. It has no relevancy to today. I give thanks in the knowing of this as we release this by saying, and so it is. Okay, I love maths. 07 says, once again, profound thanks for your beautiful wisdom and treatment. Just make sure you do the work. Maggie G, thank you. Always so bang on. We'll go within. Yeah. It looks like today, and I know I've had to look at this again too for myself, is some of these old thoughts of when we were children that we tucked away and think, we've done our growth, but they're like little thorns and they kind of get in the way sometimes. Karen B, oh my dear, please, may I please have a treatment for numbers 5, 8, and again 16? Okay. Karen B. Thought of you a lot, actually, Karen B, just for some reason this week. Okay. 5, Hierophant. We need a little bit more knowledge. 8, Strength. So we have the power to deal with what we've got. But 16 is the Tower. And the 16 can just blow everything out. Learning to handle the outside world when it comes crashing in the door. When it is not something that we've wanted, when it is not something that we've planned or we want, whether it's a mental thing, an emotional thing, or a reality thing, we'll say, it happens. And what it says here, yes, you're needing some more knowledge and awareness about the situation, but you have the strength and you have the power to be able to breathe that in and let it go. And that's that knowingness that is there to recognize, I'm going to use the word, I think I can say this, shit happens, right? Shit happens. People say things, people do things, and we have to work with it. We have to bring it in, because what else are we going to do with it? We have to process it. But it's really about understanding when a situation comes up that we don't have to take it on. We can be aware, we can have decisions about it, but we don't have to incorporate it. You have strength, you have knowledge, you have awareness. And so when it feels like nothing's working quite the way you want, take a big breath and recognize you have choice. That's the one thing often we forget about, is that we have choice. Yes, sometimes we have situations happen that our life feels like it's falling apart. Sometimes it's a little, sometimes it's a lot, but it still feels like that. And to know that no matter what, you are able to bring things back together and have them work in a very, very effective way. Now I'm going to go into the treatment on this, because I give thanks of knowing that Karen B's knowledge and awareness of how she can balance her world as she gathers more information and more awareness and more knowingness, that no matter what occurs, that she recognizes that the outside comes in and disturbs the life force, the thinking, the beingness, that she just breathes and realizes, I can let go. Sometimes those incursions into the world, you have to process them, yes. But it shows here with number 8 that you have the strength. You have the knowledge. Use it. Use it. Don't get caught up in the drama of the event or the situation or what's been said or what's happened. That's life sometimes. But recognize that you have the knowledge or can attain it, and you have the strength to handle whatever is thrown at you. I give thanks in knowing that your strength, that your knowledge to this point can aid you in seeing the reality for what it is. As you see that reality, you'll know what to let go of, because it has no permanence to you, and what you need to work with within yourself. I give thanks in the knowing of this for Karen B, as I release this by saying, and so it is. Okay, well, I think I got everybody. I think I've gotten everybody. Yeah. So I'm going to say thank you for tuning in. It's always a pleasure for me to work with you guys on a Monday night. And I'm so glad I had a nice long sleep. I really am. And I will be back on Wednesday morning. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about, but something will come up, I'm sure. And then again, of course, on Sunday for the Sunday thought. I was a little I can't even say the word. I'm discombobulated right now on Sunday because I had a day with nothing seemed to go right. And I spent the weekend, not my usual self, I'll tell you. Anyway, thanks, Karen B. Made perfect sense. Thanks for your guidance. I'm so glad. That makes my day, makes my life. Anyway, I'm going to say go have fun. Remember, even though other people get their words, know that you can listen and apply the same things. We are all people on the journey. And we, no matter what, how much we know, how much we're aware, we're human beings. And life happens, as the saying, shit happens. And we have to deal with it sometimes. And that's the process, is recognizing that there is a love energy there that can always support us and we can lean on if we need to lean. But grow and deal. Anyway, I'll see you Wednesday morning. Take care. Enjoy. Well, don't mean like just be good. Great. Enjoy life. Know that it's there for you to work with. Blessings and all. Bye-bye now.